Margaret Whiting, and our next guest, the marvelous Rosemary Clooney.
Love is funny, or it's sad, or it's quiet, or it's mad. It's a good thing, or it's bad, but beautiful. Beautiful to take a chance, and if you fall, you fall. And I'm thinking I wouldn't mind at all. Love is tearful, or it's gay. It's a problem, or it's play. It's a heartache either way, but beautiful. And I'm thinking, if you were mine, I'd never let you go. And that would be but beautiful, I know. And I'm thinking, if you were mine, I'd never let you go. And that would be but beautiful, I know.
That was beautiful. Rosemary Clooney. We'll be right back. Talk with Rosie right after this. Son, Gabrielle.
Yes.
And I was seeing young Debbie Boone perform in Las Vegas with
Oh,
Kenny
yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
And that marriage is going to happen soon, isn't it?
Yes,
Your
September
boy-
1st.
Your
September
boy and
1st.
Debbie Boone.
Do you believe it? Isn't that something?
Getting
Isn't
a
that- I know.
another singer in the
I
back.
know, I love it. And a good singer.
good
Oh,
singer,
what a
that's
good
right.
singer. Oh, she's so good.
She's such a darling girl.
I know.
Oh.
She was on your show, and you showed a picture of Gabrielle. And I was in Wilmington, Delaware, in a hotel room, thinking I can handle this very well. All of a sudden, I'm looking at my kid's picture on your show, and Debbie, and I started to cry like a ridiculous person. It's so silly.
The song you just sang, it was long identified with our good friend whom we lost
Yes,
not long ago,
Bing.
The late Bing Crosby. And when did he sing that? Do you remember when he did that?
It was in Road to Rio in '47.
And we're trying to, Burke and Van Heusen, you think?
I think you're probably right.
Boy, that's
Yes.
such a good song.
Isn't that a pretty song?
And
He
you
did.
sing so
He just
good.
did the best music.
Your sound and your voice has never been better.
I'm liking to do it better. Yeah, thank you.
I don't think people certainly remember you were working with Bing, but I didn't remember that you had worked with him for 26 years.
Isn't that right? Yeah, that's right. I didn't realize that either until you just said it. My goodness, that's a long time. That is a long time.
Is
yes.
it true that you used to do his radio show when you were expecting? He would come to your house and record the radio show?
Yes, yes. But the way that it happened was, we used to go to the studio to do all the music, you know. But then one time I couldn't leave the house when we had to do some of the radio shows because they were on every day, you know. So they set up in the living room, and he kind of liked that. He only had to come about 10 minutes away, and so he said, "Well, we'll do it from here from now on." So that's what we used to do. We would.
And nobody knew that.
No, the sound was pretty good, you know, and we would set up and do all the commercials first. And then we'd break out the ice, and Ken Carpenter and Bing and I would sit down.
A little scotcherino.
A little scotcherino. Why not? Yes.
How many clam bakes did you do, too?
Oh, wow. I guess about 10.
That's the first time we worked. We were doing a clam bake with Phil Harris and Bing. And Rosie sang 3 songs and got out of the room.
Oh, yes.
It was a stag.
Oh, that's right. And you know, Bing used to really, he'd say, "I'll come and get you. You just stay in your dressing room, and I'll come and get you when it's time for it." He wouldn't let me stay.
Why? What did you guys
Hey, Phil Harris would get a little
Did you
crazy.
read the article recently about him in the Sunday Times, I think?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was fascinating.
Was it?
Oh, I got to get him on a show to talk about that. He talked about all the good singers and why they're good in his old days and the band days. It was fascinating. You would have loved.
He's a fascinating man.
I'm going to save it for you.
Hey, there's a reason why he was Bing's closest
That's
friend,
right.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
Really.
I did something so smart that for once I did something smart. Bing Crosby and you were working in New York City.
At the Eurus.
And I went to see the show. I said, you know, I never saw Bing Crosby in person. I'm going to go see that show. It was great.
Oh,
Wasn't it a thrill the way that the audience reacted to him?
It was crazy.
He would walk out on the stage and
everybody's going crazy.
why
Is
not?
that
He
true?
was a tradition. I mean, he was standard. You know, I didn't realize, I don't think, how important Bing Crosby was until I was in Calcutta, India during the war. And I passed this little store, and a guy sitting there with a turban and sheets on, and he was playing Crosby records on a Victrola.
You're kidding me.
That is big.
That's
big.
that's important.
He had a marvelous sense of humor, which I don't think a lot of people knew about.
The best. Oh, I think they did. All
He
the
kidded
things.
about himself, didn't he?
Oh, terrifically. You know, he used himself he would tell great stories about himself. There was one thing that happened in London, the last time that we worked there.
Which was just before he died.
Yes. We were there for 2 weeks, and he used to take his toupee off after he finished the performance, and he used to carry it back and forth to his house in a little kind of a cardboard box, you know, with a rubber band around it. It looked kind of dumb, but he'd put it in an Aer Lingus bag and go home, you know. So he came to work one night, and he said, "I had a kind of a scare tonight. I couldn't find the red cardboard box because we had a new maid and she threw it out." And I said to him, you know, the way that he found it was hysterical because he went through the garbage. Can you see Bing Crosby on the back stoop someplace going through the garbage? That's how he found it. That's how he found it.
You know, in retrospect, it would have made no difference at all, right?
He felt as though it did. He didn't like to wear it, and he would not wear it when he was out socially at all. You know that.
No.
But he would wear it if he was going to do a show for people.
His humility is what I was taken by, and when Barbara Walters interviewed him, I think one of the questions was she asked him what he thought was his greatest attraction, whether the voice or the talent or what. He said, I'm just an ordinary singer. Oh, you realize the people that he influenced, he and Sinatra have influenced the world, you know?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
but
I really think that he meant that.
Sure,
I really think
sure
he meant
he
that.
meant
He
it.
thought that.
I'd like you, if you will, to introduce one of our next
I would
stars
like to.
and 3 stars.
Yes, I will. This is a lady who the rest of the ladies in the troupe, really feel as though she has a picture somewhere that's aging, you know, the second Dorian Gray. She's
In a closet somewhere, just
yes,
withering.
that's right. She is absolutely beautiful, a wonderful singer, one of the best senses of humor that I know. I love her dearly. We even have a birthday on the same day. Do you believe it?
Do you really?
Yes, it's
Same day?
yeah. Well, did I say anything? I'm not saying anything.
Nice
no.
comeback.
Right. Helen O'Connell, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll sing it asleep after the lovin' with a song I just wrote yesterday. And I hope you can hear what the words and the music have to say. It's so hard to explain everything that I'm feeling. Face to face, I just seem to go dry. But I love you so much that the sound of your voice can make me high. Thanks for taking me on a one-way trip to the sun. And thanks for turning me into a someone. Yeah, I'll sing you to sleep after the lovin'. I'll brush back the hair from your eyes, and the love on your face is so real that it makes me want to cry. And I know that my song isn't saying anything new, but after the lovin', I'm still in love with you. Yeah, I'll sing you to sleep after the lovin'. I'll brush back the hair from your eyes, and the love on your face is so real that it makes me want to cry. And I know that my song isn't saying anything new, but after the lovin', yeah, after the lovin', oh, after the lovin', I'm still in love with you.
Helen O'Connell, we'll be back with another one of the stars of Four Girls 4 right after this.
She's right. I would be a little teed off too.
It's disgusting. I'm tired of
You
it,
look
Helen.
wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Something you said. We do have the same birthdays, except I'm 8 years older than you are, and I'm not going to tell when that was, but I'm 8 years older than you
You
are.
know my kids tell how old I am, so you're in big trouble. My kids say it all the time. They invited, well, you got the invitation to my birthday party, because you send them, you couldn't come.
Yeah.
And they said, come help celebrate our mother's demi-centennial.
Oh, yeah.
That's it, folks.
That shows you how old I am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Thanks a lot.
I didn't mean to do
It's
that. I
okay.
swear.
But you started as a child.
well.
Now I remember seeing you with Jimmy
It
Dorsey.
doesn't matter anymore.
You started as a band singer. Did you?
Oh, no,
Did you get?
no, I
did
didn't.
You,
I started as a dancer.
you did.
Not too good, but
What?
I was very
classical dancer? Or
Oh, no. Hoofer.
Just. Can you remember any of the steps? I can do a couple.
Of course I can.
Just a
I've seen
couple
you
of-
do your couple.
just a
Let's
couple.
go ahead. What do you want?
No, I want you to do it.
No, I'm not doing it alone.
Well, I'll do it with you. What do you want? What do you want? Two stop
What did I
But that's the first thing
That only took me about 4 years to get that
You've
one down.
been dancing with Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah, you've been practicing and I didn't practice.
Would you introduce the next lady who's with 4 Girls 4 for me?
Which one is it?
Rosemary.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. May I say that I, too, am from Portland, Oregon. Now, I would like to do a song for you that I don't do very often. And I don't do it very often because it's about someone that I love very, very dearly. And I'd like to dedicate it to him. And I will just sing it and do it for you this way. When I was only 10, I had a wonderful dream that I was all alone in front of a 10-gallon dish of ice cream. At 22, I wished once more, like I never ever wished before, for a sable or a mink. I'd have settled for rabbit, I think, but now those dreams are gone. With time, they've drifted away. If I only had one wish to make, this is what I am wishing today. I wish I could sing like Durante. Jimmy's got the voice I love. I wish I could hit those high notes. That's the one that I'm speaking of. I could rent a cutaway so I could do my strut away. I know that I'll never fail. I wish I could sing like Durante, the well-dressed nightingale. Now, supposing I was Flagstad, a diver strong and grim, but I couldn't be a diver, 'cause I can't even swim. Then I might copy Piazza, but I'd be in a plight, 'cause I can't hit those high notes. My girdle's on too tight. I wish I could sing like Durante. It must be the way he wears clothes. I wish I could wobble like James does. He sings with his heart and his nose. Anybody get hurt? I was walking along the street the other day, and I see a fella hitting a kid over the head with a bat. I says, what do you keep hitting that kid over the head with a bat for? He says, because he bothers me. I says, how can a child that small bother you? He says, well, you see, mister, I'm an undertaker. And all day long the kid keeps bothering me for empty boxes. I walks into a very classy restaurant, and I orders pheasant under glass. I'd eaten most of the glass and was just about getting down to the pheasant when I noticed a sign that says, watch your hat and coat. Well, I watched my hat and coat. What happened? Somebody stole my pheasant. I wish I could sing like Durante. Oh, what a hit I'd be. I put on a little this away, and I take off a little that away. I wish I could sing like Durante, but it comes out Rosemary, that's me, but it comes out
I'm always
Didn't you love the way I showed off my voice to sing like going?
That's what I meant. That's your
On honest, I do sing, honest.
Well, in the same voice.
But not like that. I don't sing way down here.
You could have fooled me.
But you know what I think is a coincidence? That you're from Portland, Oregon.
Yes, isn't that amazing?
And Dick is from Portland. Boy, are we going over there.
Portland, right.
You started performing when you were a wee little kid.
Well, I say 3. My mother says I was 2 years and 9 months.
We don't believe her.
Oh, all right.
But I met your mother. And,
Remember?
and
Remember? Yeah. Remember
Was
she showed you the dress?
Oh, yeah. She wasn't a stage mother, though, was she, Ro?
No, not at all. No, she's not. She still isn't. My dad was the stage dad, I guess you would say.
Your father, he pushed you, though.
Yeah, well, nobody pushed. It was just there. The talent was there. And,
First with all that fatal charm.
no, I tell you, the funny thing of it is, I always sounded like this. And I sang like this as a child, and I had my own radio show when I was 6 years old on NBC,
Lots
coast
of
to
people
coast.
thought you were one
They
of the
thought I
little
was a
people.
45-year-old midget. That's
Yep,
right.
True.
Because no child sang like this, you know. So I've always had this throw. I've always sang like that.
But you didn't miss any of what
No,
we
I had
call
I had a greater
normal
advantage
childhood.
than anybody. Really, I
Yeah.
did. Really, I did. I learned more by seeing it than I did in the history books.
You worked with some of the great ones, too, in your
The
career.
best, all of them.
Yeah. Who did you borrow from any of them, Ro? Or all of us
Not
do that?
borrow. I think I learned an awful lot because I had a black and blue arm from Milton Berle.
Doing this a lot.
No, this. Don't walk on that. Don't move on that. Don't walk on
I'll
that.
be telling you not to walk
And
on
I
lines
wound
and
up with an
things.
arm like that,
Oh,
you know.
wow.
And I worked with Skelton. I worked with Jack Benny. I worked with Burns and Allen when I was about 5 years old. I worked with Al Jolson when I was 3 at the Winter
Tell
Garden.
me about Jolson, please, because all I do is hear stories about him, and I happen to see the jazz singer one night.
Well, when that opened at the Winter Garden on
I'm
Broadway,
talking about the movie. I saw the
yeah,
movie.
I was in a short with the coat that you like
Oh,
so much.
yes.
And I was 3 years old, and the short was playing with the jazz singer at the Winter Garden.
What was magical about him? What was it that...
His approach to the audience. He had, the minute he got out to that audience, they were his. He could do anything with an audience. And that's why I always say, there's no such thing as a bad audience. You make the audience. You got to make them.
You got to mold them into a good audience.
Yeah.
How
We do that.
how
They come off to me and they say, get that woman in the front. She's rotten. Get a hold of her. And so when I go out, I start picking on this lady because they tell me to that.
Was she really rotten, Helen?
We've
Hello,
certainly taken her
Dave.
out for that. Only one night it was a friend of mine.
Who's a friend of
couple
yours.
times it was a friend of yours. I didn't care if it was a friend of mine. I said step on her.
Yeah, you
It was
did.
close enough.
Should have done it harder, Rose.
But
what
you
do you-
came up.
I couldn't introduce Clooney because I usually introduce Clooney, and I'm saying now just be nice and quiet now because you're gonna hear a wonderful singer, and I know you're waiting to hear it. You're beautiful. I love you, honey.
That's the worst
Oh,
part.
well,
'cause
you
she would
were a
say good
smash
things.
with
I was
it.
a
You did.
smash. No, she would really say good things, but her timing was impeccable. The moment that you got to a punchline, she would say, "You're so good," you know, and it's a non sequitur, so there's just no way that you can get it back.
And so finally I
No
turned
way.
around and she just walked out. She said, oh, forget it. Don't introduce me. And she just walked out.
But what do you do, and all of us have encountered this in this business.
Well,
where
we're
you-
not
where you
looking for
go to-
younger men, Mike, if
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
you're
no,
talking
no.
about.
When you go out and the audience has been on like a convention for 4 days, and they have been drinking, and they are out of it, and they don't even know a show's on. How many times have you had that happen where you
Lots of times.
and well, how do you
Recently.
get around that?
Well, you see,
Recently?
they can sing and get
So
off.
can you?
Yeah, but you sing a song and you get off. When you're doing comedy, it's a
Oh.
little difficult.
Oh, impossible.
So, right?
That's the balance.
So you
Well,
have
first
to
of all,
just
had
work
that happen.
Burst into
Yeah.
song.
Oh, why don't you go get your hair combed, Helen, or something?
Will you introduce the next star of Four Girls, Four?
Well, there's Helen. There's Clune.
Who's
And
left?
you?
There's me. Who's
Let's
left?
see, who could that be?
I want to tell you about this lady. She opens our show, and that's one of the toughest spots in the world to do because she gets at him first and she warms us up for us. She's a great, great singer.
Oh, is she
Wonderful
really?
talent and a hell of a gal. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Margaret Whiting.
Why must I do just as you say? Why must I just give you your way?
Why must I sigh? Why don't I try to forget? It must have been that something that lovers call fate that kept on saying I had to wait. I saw them all, just couldn't fall till we met. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around, finally found somebody who could make me be blue, could make me be true, and even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I have seen might never be me, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do, 'cause nobody else gave me this thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. You made me love you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You made me want you. And all the time you knew, yeah, you always knew. You made me happy sometimes. You made me sad. And there were times, sir, you made me feel so bad. You made me sigh. I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell you. I need your love. That's true, deed I do. Yes, I do. You know I do. Gimme what I sigh for. You know you got the brand of kisses that I die for. You know you made me love you. I don't care what happens, that the whole world will stop. As long as I'm concerned, you'll always be the top card. You know you made me love you. You know you made me love you. The Portland Flash.
From Portland, Oregon, Margaret Whiting. We'll be right back. You got it. Will you do me a favor? Repeat that ending of Margaret's. You know where you went. The band was da 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 da. Here's what we were doing. Here, to the
I don't care what happens, that the whole world stops. As far as I'm concerned, you'll always be the top guy. You made me love you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know you made me love you.
tell you, Mike, you should never do that because when you get older, the legs go first.
I love it. We've got a new addition to the act. We've got 4 girls and 3 guys.
Hey.
It's great. Wouldn't that be wonderful to have the...
Any guys.
Oh,
Just so they're warm, Helen, huh?
she's beginning to breathe.
We're all single.
She's beginning to act like Rosemary. Rosemary talks about not getting a fella.
But she's
You should have seen...
But every time I see her, she's with a guy.
You did all right in Dallas, honey.
Oh, did you? Tell us about it,
We're
Rose.
not talking about recently, are we?
She's kidding. I mean it.
Oh, baloney.
Can you see the 4 of us on the road together?
It's marvelous.
Looking for fellas.
No,
I'm not looking.
hold it, Charlie.
Are you going to tell now?
Hold it.
Oh, because I'm going to move back
Hold
where
it.
my guys are.
Hold it. We don't look. You look.
I not only look,
All
I
the time.
find. Wherever there's a band, there's Margaret. You know what?
Margaret's always with musicians, right?
Always with musicians. Tell him.
She had in
The
Dallas,
last night in Dallas.
she had a date with the entire rhythm section.
It's true. It's true. But one of the biggest laughs of the show came from that one night. It just, the girls were carrying on in our finale.
We never
And I just thought, my God, is this ever going to end? Because there were really one joke after another. I was standing there with nothing to do. Rose,
Little Miss
the 2 girls.
Innocent. Oh, yeah.
No.
Did
The
you get
2
a picture of
They
that?
were all
Did you
gorgeous. My ladies are all gorgeous. But I finally said, I'm just standing out here with nothing to do. So I started talking to the musicians, and she says...
I said, heel. And she came to the mic.
I said stay.
And that's what happened. So we worked it into a big joke. But I got to tell you, Mike.
Tell them about what you think you are, Margaret.
They don't let me play with the musicians. They don't let me do anything, but they've got to face the fact sooner or later that I am the sex symbol of the act.
If that is true, Mike. If that is true, we are all in such trouble.
That's the jokes.
You guys have got so much in common, all of you, because you're...
Well, we're girls. That's openers.
No.
And we use that word openly. Girls.
Oh, yes. Says we use it terribly loosely.
But you've all had similar careers, and what
We
are
had
the...
similar problems in our careers, headaches and heartaches, and it's very nice to be out there, all 4 of us, where we can face them all and nobody dares.
Okay, let's start with the low points in the careers.
Oh.
Your low point.
I am?
We'll get to the good stuff later. Helen, the lowest point in your career.
Oh, my goodness.
We all have them.
Oh, I know. I had so many I have to choose.
The lowest. You got to know what the lowest is.
Besides this show.
We're not talking... Wait a minute. We're not talking about money. The low point. The low point in
You
your...
want to travel with us?
What a way to finish a week. The lowest point in your career, Helen.
You mean, like, being on stage, what was the pitch?
No. The lowest
time.
point.
When you
In
did
my
it.
life,
When it
in my
was
career.
in your career,
My
when it is
career.
bad.
My lowest point was when I began. I've been going up ever since.
Are you serious?
I am.
True?
No, I am. It was very difficult for me to come back into the business after I was away for 7 years. That was the lowest, I suppose,
Okay, there you are.
emotionally. It wasn't the lowest career-wise, though, because I was on the road with Martin and Lewis. That can't be a low point.
Oh, I guess not.
But I guess just the struggling along in the beginning when money was very short. I earned $20 a week for 2 years and sent 10 home. And it's hard to live on $10 a week on the road.
And she used to skip breakfast.
I
She
did.
told me when she
Yes,
was on
I
the
did.
bus because she didn't have
I could
enough
have
money.
a bowl of soup with dinner.
Oh, God.
What was the lowest point in your career, Maggie?
She never
Year and a
had
half ago
one.
when
I don't
she
really-
joined us.
No, I don't really...
She didn't have
I don't
one.
know. I was born, my father was the songwriter, Richard Whiting, and I always had music around the house. And when I started to sing, Johnny Mercer heard me and signed me to Capitol Records, and they put me on several programs, and it just went on from there. I never really had a low
She really
point.
hasn't, I don't think.
I hate to say that, but I mean...
I'd love to say that.
Rosemary?
Me?
No,
Ro.
Marie.
Oh,
Rosemary.
Marie.
I'm sorry.
Marie. Marie.
I misunderstood.
You, Rosemary.
I said
I meant
Rosemary.
no harm. You know, I just said...
You said me.
I
One word, and she's in such trouble. She said me.
me? No.
If she likes to say that.
What?
Choo-choo,
Then
I get
what?
next week.
Oh, yeah, next week we're there. You should say choo-choo train. Right, okay. No.
Can't win, Phil.
No.
The lowest point.
I think the lowest point of my career when I was about 12 years old. And baby Rosemary was a big, fat, ugly thing, you know.
Oh, come on.
No, I mean that. I mean that. I weighed about 160 pounds when I was
12?
about 13 years old, yes.
Holy Toledo.
But look at her now.
And that's tough. That's tough to deal.
No, it was, I tell you, the kids today have it very, very easy. By that I mean there's no transition from child into teenager. They just sort of glide into it. Before you were an in-between. You really were. You couldn't find the right clothes to wear, the shoes to wear.
The whole adolescence.
And it was a very hard time going from 12 to 13.
Yeah, they're more subtle about it.
They go right into it now. They just glide into it.
But that was it for
ugly,
you.
ugly time for me. And then I went back into, when I was 16, my first date was at the Versailles in New York.
Wow.
Ooh, boy, that's
As
pretty
grown
good.
up, because I could play New York.
That was the
you know.
top place. How about you, Rosemary?
1968, I would say.
When you had your problem?
Yep. I would say that would be.
Okay, I'll start with you again. The high point in your career.
High point. High point. I think the first night at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion with Bing, because it was his first concert in Los Angeles, you know, and I was on the stage with him. I think probably that was the high point of my career.
Bro?
I think opening night of Top Banana on Broadway at the Winter Garden, and I had 3 songs to sing, 1 with Phil Silvers and 2 by myself, and those were the only 3 songs that stopped the show.
Oh, boy. Margaret, the high point.
Well, I think probably the first record I made with Johnny Mercer acting as the A&R man and being the first artist they signed to Capitol, having him pick my father's song, My Ideal, and having it turn out to be a hit was probably the high point.
The first record I hit.
First record. First record she ever really...
Father's song.
For my father's song, which was
The father's song made it so
That's a
special.
combination of unbelievable circumstances.
Yeah,
it
really
is.
was.
Great when it happens, yeah.
Helen, the high point.
I'd have to divide it into a couple of categories. I guess the really, really high point in my life was joining the Jimmy Dorsey Band, because that was my favorite band of all bands. It really was.
A lot of people agree with you, too.
It was. Second was Jimmy Lunsford, and then, of course, my favorite singer was Bob Everly. So I arrived, you know, just like the world was
working with
marvelous.
him.
But then I also have to say doing the Today Show was a high point, because it was a turning point.
Sure.
And this, of course, is a new high, and I don't think I've really reached the highest one yet.
That's
Atta
wonderful.
girl.
Yeah, good, beautiful.
This is quite possibly a very low point in my career, because I have to say once again, we'll be right back after these messages. Introduce our next guest. The girls want to introduce their conductor to you, and I think that's lovely. So where is he?
Frankie Ortega. Where are you, Frankie?
Frankie, come on out here. Take a run.
He travels with us, and he is just about the best.
He's a good
Wonderful.
cook, too.
Yeah, great cook.
Our next guest is a health lecturer who has written about good foods to eat in his book, Bare Feet and Good Things to Eat. Hey, that'd make a good tune. Bare feet and good things to eat.
Bare feet and good things to eat. Bare feet and good things to eat.
That's another show. At 67, he has the stamina of 67. That was a good year.
Is he single? Favorite donkey?
At 67, what am I touching? Oh, a ripe banana. Oh, yeah.